Fit in 10 Nation, it is day 32 of the challenge. And if you've not sent in your feedback to me, please send it in. I put the link up in Slack again, www.trainonmain.com/fit in 10 check-in, all one word. Do this on a weekly basis, please. Send me your questions. I know you have questions. Even if you think it's a dumb question or even something that's not even really related to, maybe it's fitness related, but it's not even really related to the challenge, send it in. Guarantee you people have the same questions, okay? Also, it's a good accountability point, okay? So doing these weekly, it keeps you more accountable, all right? If you're not sending in the feedback, generally it's not a good sign. Generally, you're not, you're not, really following things closely, typically speaking. Also, keep sending me your food journals, okay? And if you want me to look at yours, just remind me. Send me a private message for me to look at your food journal. Okay, more questions. Just coming back on to yesterday's topic about doing extra. Is it good or is it bad? Just to, again, make it clear, it's totally fine for you to do extra activity. I would just suggest that it's lower intensity, okay? Walking, hiking, whatever. Lower intensity activity is totally fine, all right? Again, doing activity that's going to be pretty much non-exercise based, okay? Unless you consider walking exercise. Nothing super intense, all right? Okay, somebody wrote in their feedback that they want to write down meals in a book so that they know their macros, ahead of time, or something to that effect, okay? Basically, they know the macros of the meal. I'm not sure why you want to write this in a book. You should be doing this in your app. Your app does the accounting for you, okay? Get used to your app. I know you may not like it. I realize that there are some glitches in there. I realize that you might be confused when you see different items in there, but I did already explain to you that, for example, certain food items that are listed, they may have different default serving sizes, which means that their default macros will be different. So you'll look at one chicken breast and you'll look at the next, and they'll have different calories and macros because the default serving size is not the same, okay? So just be aware of that. Again, all the entries with the green check mark should be accurate, all right? So you can save meals into MyFitnessPal, okay? For me personally, this is what I do. I mean, I'm a creature of habit. I'm pretty certain a lot of you are too. That is, you might have the same breakfast over and over and over again every day, right? And yeah, your macros are changing, but they're not changing significantly. So you could still have your same breakfast. I mean, ultimately, when we're talking about your macros changing, we're really just looking at maybe towards the end having to change, up to 2 meals or something, okay? And usually it's just a reduction in the carbohydrates, all right? And while we stay on this point, the same person said, is there an easy way to make meals, okay? There's a very easy way. For me, I think it's easy, okay? And maybe that's neither here nor there for me to say what I think, but all you have to do is you just have to pick a protein-strong food, a carbohydrate-strong food, and perhaps a fat, or maybe not, because some of your protein-strong foods have some fat in them. Okay, and just put them together. So, a typical example might be, some wild rice and some steak, or some chicken and potato and vegetables, or, some oatmeal and some eggs with some fruit. Okay, you just have to look at your protein-strong foods, your carbohydrate-strong foods, and then maybe every once in a while you'll throw in a fat source. Okay, maybe some avocado, perhaps some coconut oil, or some flaxseed oil, or some real butter, or something like this. Okay, it's actually very, very easy to do. The problem is still there are some of you who are just blindly eating, and then so you're just you're not sure. But again, you've got to go back to, and I'm going to highly recommend this, you've got to go back to those foods that are, for lack of a better description, found in their whole natural state, right? We're looking at things like fruits and vegetables and meats and poultry and fish. Dairy is fine as well. There's minimal processing there. Processing doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, okay? It's just that a lot of foods that are processed have a lot of nutrients stripped away and a lot of additives put in, or perhaps they've been heated and they lose nutrients because of that. But processing in and of itself doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, okay? But generally speaking, if you're staying on top of those foods that, like I said, are found in their natural state, basically you can, pick it, pull it, harvest it, or kill it. Okay, that's you should have no problem putting meals together. Okay, you can always refer to your. Do I have a book here? I do. You can always refer to your manual, right? Because I know it's not an exhaustive list, but you have a list of protein, carbohydrate, and fat strong foods, right? So that's a starting point, all right? As you go through, you're going to become more in tune with what has what. That's the whole point of you having to do this in the challenge. What foods contain what. You don't have to actually look in here anymore. You're just going to kind of know, oh yeah, I like that, I'm going to have that, etc. And I'll put it together into a meal, okay? If you want to know what I ate so far today, I've had 2 meals. I had, how am I doing for time here? Okay, 6:50. I had, for breakfast, I had one of my favorite meals. It's called the Yates. I just do oatmeal. I put in some whole egg. So I put this into the dry oatmeal, whole egg, and then egg whites. I mix that up. I microwave it till it's fully cooked. I mash it around. I slice up a banana and I put it in there. Okay, so the oatmeal and the banana are carbohydrates. The egg and the egg white, that's protein and fat. Okay, and then once I mashed in the banana, I just throw on some Greek yogurt. That was one of my meals. My second meal was turkey and vegetables. So this is ground turkey and vegetables with some jasmine rice. Okay, and then I had an iso bar on top of that, okay? The rice is carbohydrates. The turkey is pretty lean. It's got a little bit of fat in there. So that's going to be some protein. The vegetables, obviously, a little bit more carbohydrates. And of course, the isobar, more protein, carbohydrates, essentially. Okay, a little bit of fat in there too. All right, and then, I just log this in and I keep going through the day. All right. Best time of the day to do cardio. I will highly recommend that you do it in the morning. Do it in the morning, get it out of the way, and it'll be more than likely done. Especially if you do this first thing upon waking. You'll probably feel like you're more energetic throughout the day, and you'll be happier that you did it and it's out of the way, and you'll feel more productive. Okay, do it first thing in the morning. It's not necessarily better. A lot of people do it in the morning because they think it's going to burn more fat. It's not necessarily the case, but it's just more likely. I know for me personally speaking, if I do it first thing in the morning, it's for sure it's going to get done. If I leave it for later in the day, it's not going to get done. Okay. All right, message of the day. All right, it goes like this. Success is connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They may make mistakes. I could tell you that successful people, they put in a lot of time and they made a lot of errors, okay? But the point is that they don't quit, all right? And as I've told you before a couple of days ago, or every day I guess I've mentioned this is the week that you will not quit. But this is typically the week that I see people quit, okay? If there are people that do quit, it's in this week 5, all right? So again, remember that success is tied to the notion of that you keep going, right? That you persevere, okay? Basically, perseverance equals success. Eventually, okay? Of course, you have to keep an open mind and you have to be self-critical. Okay, but when it comes to this challenge, you just have to persevere and follow through on things, okay? Persevere, persevere, persevere. Make mistakes, don't worry about it. Just keep forging ahead and doing your best, okay? Apply that to everything in your life. I'll say it one more time. Success is connected with action. Successful people keep moving. They keep persevering. They make mistakes. It's totally normal. In fact, it's expected. But they do not quit, right? They do not quit. Okay, positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk to you guys all very soon. See you. Clickers on.